Today we're going to be unboxing the World of SMOG Rise of Mologh. It's distributed by Cmon Global Limited and Guillotine Games. It's created by Christophe, Madura, and David Rakoto. This one versus mini game is set in an alternate Victorian England with magic and extraordinary technology. One player takes the role of Nemesis while the other players work against him as gentlemen. Play this 2 to 5 player adventure as a campaign or as individual missions. We picked this game up at Garrison in Fredericksburg, Virginia. First impressions of this game were the sheer size of the box. It's got the same, two-dimensional dimensions of a standard game you would see, but the depth it's really quite deep. So there's a lot of heft to this game. I'm really interested in getting in here and seeing what justifies all that depth, what's inside that makes it need to be so deep. The line work and drawing on the front of the cover is really great. It draws you in. It's really got a sketch quality to it that's really nice. And there's a lot of action and it's a combat scene on the cover, and you have energy coming down from the sky and lightning bolts and then fire, and then you have like the dead rising over here from the fog. It's really just riveting. There's a lot of good texture and good art quality to it that I really drew my eye in. Okay, right off the back, we got a campaign book on top. It's kind of got the texture and kind of feels like a composition notebook, but one that's seen some wear and tear, embroidered with what looks like a skull of a unicorn. Rule book followed that up. That has the same cover art that we're looking at on the front of the box. It's got a lot, well detailed and well graphicked, illustrated for the rule book. It again, more great art in here. It's overall doesn't seem to be too long of a book. Seems to be about 24 pages, and a lot of that is art. So it doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of having to dig into that. Okay, so right off the bat, we've got more plastic. So it seems like these are some cardboard pieces. Some are punch outs, some seem to be some like player boards, and some tiles, it looks like, for general layout. We'll dig into those a little bit later. Another layer of, it looks like, tile pieces or game board pieces. Yeah, these look great. We'll dig into those. Another plastic wrap, it looks like character sheets. And some additional cards. Everything is really well plastic wrapped and individually, so when you get it, it is nice and contained and nothing is bounced free or loose. Got some little cards that differentiate from the standard decks, it looks like. These seem to be some equipment, some chaos cards, looks like on the back. Nemesis power and torment cards. Some standard transparent, looks like punch out character stands. And then some D6 variants with customized sides. So you've got crown, umbrella, hat, target, and a couple variations of that. You have 8 of those in the box. And then a nice plastic insert to hold everything in place. And now I think we're getting into what provides the depth of the game. There's another box in here. Let's see if we can get it out. There we go. Ooh, jostled some of these loose. Great. So we're getting into great. A ton of miniatures that have now were all in place, I promise you, but I jostled them all loose while trying to get it out. So yeah, it looks like got a lot of really good modeling quality here. Like lots of various different characters. I'm sure we're going to find out once we get into the rule book, what all of these characters are and things like that. Yeah, again, just really, really good modeling quality. There's very intricate detail into the characters here, and it looks like there's some very interesting characters, some demonic clowns. It looks like here some. And I honestly don't know what these characters are, but we'll find out more. But they look really interesting, and have some really good quality. Well, I think we figured out why the box was so thick. After unpacking everything and getting the shrink wrap off of it, there's a lot of stuff involved in this game. Don't know what a lot of it is yet. We'll have to dig into the instruction manual and be sure to tune in and hit the bell icon so that you know when we hit how to play and figure out what all of this means. But for now, just kind of doing a cursory glance and kind of our first impressions of what we have going on here. There's a lot of depth here. We're seeing a lot what the miniatures have to do here. Got a lot of different locations, cardboard locations for doing combat and different types of movement-based things. It seems like a pretty standard RPG style grid pattern. They're double-sided with art on both sides, and really just a lot of different locations that are possible with this. Looking at it initially, there were a few decks of cards that were bound together. Upon opening of them, we have a ton of different cards. It seems like some of the upgrade cards are actually the same colors as the characters. Speaking of characters, let's just do a cursory glance at some of the artwork here. Each character has an individual portrait and different stats that, as would be expected on a character sheet. The work on the characters and the portraits are really kind of great. They've got this steampunky vibe that I picked up a little bit on the top front of the box, but didn't really dig into too deep. But yeah, they've got this really, I guess that in the description, the modified or the alternate Victorian England with advanced technology should have kind of rung that bell, but it very steampunky, really great detail in these caricatures. But yeah, really, really excited just to dig into some of those. There's a lot of density here. There's just so much going on with this. I'm really excited to kind of dig into the rule book and find out what to do with all of this stuff. Great. I think now the big challenge is going to be trying to get this all back into the box. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so we made sense of everything. One of our major kind of things is that some games will provide plastic bags for the punch-out pieces and some won't. This is one of those ones that did not. We had to go and grab sandwich bags from the kitchen. But the way we found that this goes back together is to remove the original box that the characters came from and put the punch-out pieces underneath. Then add your figures. Getting the board pieces and the grid pieces back in is kind of a puzzle. You're playing a very interesting Tetris game to kind of get everything balanced. But once it does make sense in a kind of weird way, once you figure it all out. And then everything kind of goes together from that. The World of SMOG Rise of Mologh, designed by Christophe Madura and David Rakoto. If you want to see a how to play or playthrough video of these games, please let us know in the comments. And as always, if you like what we're doing, hit the like button. And remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get reminders of our newest videos.